Hello, guys. Welcome to a BeachWhaleShow movie review. And we just came back from the movie theaters and we saw The Atom of the Fall. Of a Fall.
Anatomy.
Anatomy of a Fall. Okay. I thought it was that. Break it down to me, guys. What do you guys think of this movie, starting with the boy?
I liked it. I didn't know anything about this film. But I was all for it. I thought it was really good. It's just a murder mystery, pretty much. Whether she's whether she's innocent, if she did commit the murder or not. It's a very long film, but because I had to use the restroom bad.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
We heard you.
Halfway through the movie, I was like, man, I really gotta go. I thought all the acting was really good. I loved everything in the courtroom. That was probably my favorite scene, when they're debating, discussing their little snarky remarks to each other. Kind of unnecessary that they just add an extra thing in there. I thought the story was good.
All right. And how about you, Ocean? What do you thought of this film?
I love the dialogue and the acting. It was interesting. I love movies where it's like a lot of dialogue, and one scene reminds me of like Marriage Story. I love that. Just like couples arguing and you're trying to figure out basically their whole relationship based on this one argument. It's a lot of layers, and yeah, I really liked it. It was good.
What about you, Will?
Well, I'm going to be the bad guy because I fucking hated it. It was that bad. So if you love slow-paced films, you're going to love this, especially. But this is not really that good. I just saw this as boring as it can get. I think the one thing that it does get interesting is I thought it was going to be like a murder mystery case. And then it flips to a trial. And then they go into the family's, perspective, like what is going on. I didn't like that. I was just trying to wonder if you're going to choose one or the other. Is it going to be a mystery murder kind of case? Like you're going to be the detective trying to figure this out? Or are you going to be on trial? And basically, I felt it for a couple of 30 minutes. Like I felt like I was in trial again. And I hated that.
Oh, that's why this hits too close to home for him.
It was
jury duty 3 times.
Yeah. I hate it. And I was like, oh my God, get over with it. Is she guilty or not? Tell me. But no, it wasn't that.
It was very long.
Yeah, it was brutal. I'll tell you that. So if you like those slow-paced movie, I could understand why you love this. But for me, if you're going into this, it's not the best. I could just see if it's a little bit too slow for you and you just don't want to.
Let me dive in a little bit.
Go ahead.
Why? Okay, what is the major problem you had with this? Was it too slow?
It was very too slow. I didn't like how everything was formulated. It's more like if you go into this film, you're expecting probably a murder mystery case. And then it transfers into a trial case. And then it trials like the kid's perspective, the family perspective, which I like that part. I like when apparently where you fought in the audio. I love that scene of the trial. That was probably the highlight. And after that, it died down. So you see the impact of it, like their perspective, and then it dies down.
Yeah, see, I don't really like mysteries. This is more about like humans and just like how humans are, relationships are, interpersonal relationships, and how you see a person based on things that might happen in their life and these narrow viewpoints that people see them from. Like a psychologist or a recording of small things in your life and people judging your character like murdering someone, which is like extreme, but yeah.
Yeah, because it's a French legal drama thriller film. So that's why you probably feel it, because it's mostly going to be in the center of the trial. And she is being in trial because apparently... What happened?
The husband fell to death.
Like, is that what happened? Or is that just speculation? Was the mother, which basically Arthur Herrera, it was basically the one who did this crime. And of course, you figure out the more story keeps on going or unfolding, it turns out like there's more to the story that she's been basically telling, which she's trying to hide, which is dumb of her to do.
It kept it interesting.
It did. Yeah. But again, I just love it how there is some parts that was really interesting, like the audio tape that was really brilliant, but then it dies down.
Well, you're looking for a certain ending. This is more like ambiguous. There's not really an ending, which is something I'm more into.
I guess it felt more like realistic, I think. Mm-hmm. This is probably more on that spectrum there. Like, trust me, I was thinking about that too. Like, did she have a murder weapon? Of course you're gonna think that, because was she guilty? Maybe, from what you thought about it.
True.
It isn't until the very ending of what you see.
Yeah,
well, she still could have gave him the pill, so you never know.
Well, we'll explain more basically in spoilers, because you're basically wondering if she did it or not. That's basically the whole ordeal of the whole thing. And the thing is, more mysterious things keep happening, and the big question is, did it succeed? Did it made you more invested in this film? Into some, I could say maybe it is. Maybe it was a good film thriller kind of movie. But if you're kind of want a little bit fast pace, you're gonna feel bored out of your mind until there's like those like nuggets. I would say like those amazing nugget scenes that you really could enjoy. But what are your final verdicts? Ocean, do you want to go?
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
10.
So it's a great film. Very good. And how about you, boy?
I'll give it an 8 too.
All right. So yeah, I know I'm being a little bit harder on the film, and I like the boy said, maybe it is a little close to home because I've been in jury duty for so much. I just hate seeing this kind of stuff when you're basically going from one scene to the other and then going back to that scene. I don't really like the trial part. I thought it was going to be more a mystery kind of formula, because I like how trying to figure out like what is going on here. I wish we were aiming more of that, but it turns out it wasn't. And basically what I did like is kind of the mystery of who did it. Like, is this the case? Like, maybe did she got away, or did she somehow manipulate everybody that she's innocent? Who knows? That's the great mystery that I kind of wanted to find out. But it's more like you're not going to get that payoff here. It's mostly in your own thoughts and what do you think of the whole film, like, is she guilty or not? But for me, if I had to give it a rating, I would say it's a 5 out of 10. It's an okay film. I don't like it as much because of those little simple, but there is good little nuggets in there, because I think the one that stole the show for me was a trial case with the recording when it went to the perspective of the wife and the husband.
Oh, you're gonna love Marriage Story if that's the part you liked, because that's the whole. I love Marriage Story, but anyway,
that's the part that I like, because at least that took me out of the whole mystery, like trying to figure out, and basically more about the life, what's going on, and why they were arguing, and why she could have probably do it or not. So yeah, so 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 to 8 out of 10. So if you guys want to stick around, and basically we're gonna do a full spoil and see how that's gonna happen. Well, what we thought if she did it or not. Let's go right into spoilers. Boy, did she do it? Yes or no?
No, I don't think she did.
No?
Honestly, no.
It kind of felt like they were trying to make us think that she kind of did it.
I mean, she probably wanted to do it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I don't think she wanted to.
So you don't think she did it?
I don't think she did it, but could have been. Yeah, I don't know if he unalived himself. He could have. They didn't go. There's no way to really know, because they didn't go into him very much. So it's hard to say, because we're looking at this basically from the perspective of jurors for the most part. Like, we get a little bit of insight, but for the most part, we're just getting the information they are. Yeah. So, like, that's kind of the point. You can't know their whole life based on this information, no matter how long they talk for us. But kind of the point of the movie showing that you can't know, like, their whole life from this. But
I just saw it from the third party.
Yeah, see, yeah, I agree. But that's the thing. I wish they would have showed, like, a lot of their life in the beginning and then go straight to trial.
I guess you could say that was part of the mystery there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. It would have been amazing if they showed us, like, a lot of good stuff in the beginning, and then you go into trial. You're like one of the jurors.
The movie,
and then you're hearing these recordings, and then you'll be like, "Oh my God, did she do it or not?" But then we get this imagery that we're going back in time into the husband and wife arguing, and then it cuts off there, and we have no idea what happened. He bruised her arm, and then he basically started. I guess she said she tossed, like, wine.
She threw it, and then
she threw it at the wall,
and then that's what made him go berserk. Or no, she walked up to him and slapped him, and then that's when I think they've started, like, tussling.
Yeah,
they're having a wrestling match.
He was hitting himself and punched the wall, which is.
Well, she said they started.
So
no, because he grabbed her. He grabbed her, so they were, like, struggling. Then when he went away, he dropped everything, like the paintings and shit.
Yeah.
And then he started fighting the wall for some reason.
See, that's the point. See, it would have been amazing if our imaginations play out. Like, what the hell is happening?
It's funny because it took me a minute to realize that the kid was blind.
Oh yeah, it took me a while too.
Until the interview, because I I didn't really look at him. I was looking at the damn dog.
Yeah.
When he went out, I looked like he saw his dad on the floor and he realized he was dead and shit like that.
Yeah.
He can see a little bit.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
Oh, so he wasn't that blind.
He was. He like he.
I guess it's like blurry or something.
Yeah, his eye was damaged, but he had to hold the aspirin case up to like really close to his face to see it.
No, yeah, it's true. That
So,
explains how he got it.
Oh,
That would've made
okay.
He
sense
could
how
see like probably a little bit,
Yeah.
but
But what else do you thought? What do you thought when going into this film? Like, basically, do you thought like it was 100% going to be a mystery?
I
kinda
did.
thing?
I did think that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah,
did
that's
think
what I
that.
liked about it. I was like, oh my god, he's looking into it. He's looking at the blood.
I thought he was a investigator.
yeah,
No.
that's what I thought so too.
Originally, I thought he
Yeah.
was an investigator.
well, from the beginning, she said she already talked to
Yeah,
the
I
police,
know.
which we didn't see. So I'm like, yeah, this isn't a crime movie. She's talking to her lawyer. Like this, I already knew
No.
it was a court
No.
movie too.
Yeah. See, like our perspective, we didn't saw the trailer, so we just came in there like, oh my god,
Well,
this is good.
None of us saw it.
No, none of us. Oh, so yeah, it sucked, but that's the thing. I think I would have enjoyed it more if it was the most mysterious kind of thing. It's still kind of mystery, but it kind of showed a little bit more
Well-
pieces. Like for me, I don't think she did it.
Well, it's everything. It's like another movie. Everything unravels at the end. You're
Yeah.
seeing it. Most likely off himself by falling down.
Yeah,
But what were the odds of it? Like the blood going on the side
and it
making
melted.
yeah,
That
making
was,
it
that
look
was creative.
Like,
I like
yeah.
that.
It was just like again, like it's just about how they were living, relationships, things that happen.
They did not have a good relationship,
Mm.
not at all. They should have had a divorce. Like when they, I guess what? She cheated on him, and I guess he started to have like a mentality kind of damaging because apparently he's starting to say like, you stole my work and all that, which basically I guess she said no, it wasn't. It wasn't, what was it, plunderizing, I think it was called?
Plundered, I think.
Plundering, yeah. Because he's starting to get upset because she's not always there with him. So I guess he's starting to be a little
He's-
obsessed with him or
He's
with her.
upset because she is able to focus on her work and he can't.
She stated that she could work in any condition.
Because he had, problems in his head. Yeah, a little too much. And that actually kind of sets off why that she's innocent. It sucks because I would have loved to see more of what exactly happened. But of course it wasn't that
Well,
case.
everything was fine till the accident.
What was the accident?
The boy got hit by a motorcycle because he wanted to finish his writing. He
Yeah.
was in the groove. I guess did a babysitter get him or something like that? Pick him up.
Yeah.
And then, but I guess while that was happening, motorcycle happened to hit him.
So what are the things that you guys didn't like in the film?
The boy doing that to the dog.
Well, that's easy.
So,
Everybody can
yeah,
point at that.
One thing you
So-
find out is
Yeah.
that I guess he tried offing himself. It's not. I guess he might have, or it was also kind of implied she might have
done it too.
She might have gave him that, and she cleaned up after them.
It's hard to kind of see. That's the thing. It's like when having a kind of a mysterious kind of thing, you would think like maybe she did do it, but it's more like the case when you see throughout this whole film. It's like no, she's innocent, like 100%.
Yeah, it wasn't until really.
Like at the end, I thought the kid was the killer because he looked like kind of weird to me. I don't know, like maybe because he was going like to the ledge, touching everything. I thought he was gonna discover something. And just looking, that's what I thought. I was like, oh my god, the boy is the killer. He knew what he was doing. Like he pushed him or something. I don't know. Like, or
Yeah.
maybe he kind of thought like maybe he accidentally drugged his dad. Like maybe he put pills in his coffee or something and he probably fell. See, something like that, I would have been more invested and interested
Yeah.
in saying like, oh my god, he did it by accident, or he doesn't have no idea that he did it.
Yeah, for me, I like that it wasn't a mystery like that. But I just like stories about people and psychology and stuff. But I typically don't like court movies, court cases.
Well,
I don't like the court setting.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't really like. But I like the conversations that are done. I just don't typically like a court setting movie. But yeah.
What's that one movie that we saw? Came out years ago. Had Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was another court movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Bad Man, I
don't
forgot.
remember.
Yeah, I know.
I know, sure.
It was a good film. I loved it too.
But that was also a court
Yeah.
story.
But the payoff was really good though. So yeah, that's what I thought because I thought he's starting to remember that, I did this. My mother was innocent all this
That would have
time.
been That would have been a terrible movie.
No, I would have loved it. I would have been like, oh my
that would have
god.
been cheesy. I would have hated it. I would have gave it.
I don't know. I would have loved it because it would have been like he knows the truth, nobody really knows, and he'd be like that's why when he was holding her mother in kind of a creepy kind of way, I thought he was gonna smile, and I'll be like
the zoom ins and stuff.
I was like, oh my god, he did it. You know what I mean?
The camera angles and stuff.
The office zoom in the courtroom.
Yeah,
that was funny.
It's like you're expecting something that is like something surprising is gonna happen.
Yeah, you're just like, something happened.
Yeah. It said the last thing that you see is the dog coming in and just laid with her.
Oh, lay down with her?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on?
I mean, that's the reason, she was acquitted. So I felt like that was a nice ending. Just laying with the dog.
But, it was interesting, I thought, towards the end of the movie when they had their sushi. She talked about how she's like, if she lost, it would have been a loss. You'd know how you feel.
Yeah. I like the messages in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The win, she's like, I thought there'd be some relief, but it just happened.
Yeah. I like both of their arguments of the message of what basically like doing something like a writing and basically what's behind the message. Like, look, I know you can't concentrate. Yeah. Nobody's forcing you to to do this thing.
The whole book thing, like this happens in the book and she foretold it. It's like, what are the effing odds that was all unfolding? And I like that part just because they're like, you got to keep it in reality, not fiction. They're arguing something, but you can't deny it. That stuff. That's what I liked about the film too. Is they're
looking at their book and all that. Like, oh my god, this is real. Yeah.
The U.S. System would never allow that. Can you imagine? This French courtroom. Oh my god.
They're just saying one-liners at the end, like, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, no need to say that.
Nah.
So it sounded like they all just really wanted to fight.
So why was she trying to hide herself from the evidence of that they never had a fight? Is it because she was just too afraid to admit it?
That. Yeah. No. She said that it would make her look more guilty. That if they had a fight, that they had to fight.
But then evidence show up, and it's even 20 times worse because now people are speculating that she did do it. Yeah. And that's a funny part. It's like you should have probably put everything in the table, figure out. Look, and I did like this because every couple is not perfect. Everyone fights, and everyone does have a struggle with that kind of stuff, and it happens. But the thing is, she tried hiding it, and it just made her seem more guilty of it. And I kind of feel like, oh my gosh, she is a killer then. But it turned out it wasn't. It was just a, lovers quarrel.
Like what they were showing too is they're, the jury didn't want the kid to be there.
Yeah.
If the kid sees that too, because he's like, how old was the kid? Did they ever say?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But well, even that, a year passed because the whole trial took a year or something. So it was a long trial. Yeah, it was. Even people out there like, I'm bored.
Imagine if that was your trial. I
would have been pissed. I'd be like, end it already. She's not guilty. The dad was drunk or something. I would have just made a fuss. Yeah. So yeah, either way, it was just crazy stuff. I did like some of it. I did like the little messages in between in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did.
I liked how real it was. That's what I thought.
But were you guys expecting something amazing, like a twist as well?
No, because I saw Argyle.
Oh, that's too much twist. Beyond twist. So that's what I was hoping for. Maybe there is a twist, but I guess you guys weren't expecting that. You were expecting the film to be
Well, I don't like twist endings. I feel like if a movie relies on a twist ending.
You mean maybe what?
Maybe it's not great. Okay, Saltburn. It's not the ending I don't like. The ending I got for myself. It's the over-explaining and the pretentiousness of the ending that's true.
Sometimes movies that explain themselves to the detail are not it.
I'm like, no, sometimes I could have got that on my own, or I could have rewatched it.
It's just what's that movie called that we just saw? The Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest.
You're left thinking.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, I think they did a better job at it though.
What?
The Zone of Interest.
Yeah, no. That's what. I just use that as an example.
Yeah.
That leaves you thinking. That shook you to your core. That made everyone walk out silently out of the theater. No one's gonna go, hell yeah, that was a movie. No one's gonna do that.
Yeah, it'll stain for you what exactly happened. I agree. See, that's the thing with this one. It's more like you kind of understand the stories being told, and you come out that nothing really did. It's what you said. You win. If you lose, you lose. It's over. and that's what you're gonna
Yeah.
feel coming through this movie.
Yeah.
It's over. I seen it. Nothing really special happened. She was put on trial and she walked away. That's it. Even if she'd done it, she's a free woman, a whore, but no, she walked away. I thought it was like an open relationship. That's what I thought, because you know how the lawyer was trying to get in there. Like, oh, is he like, open relationship? Now all of a sudden you guys are not.
I love the questionings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that part.
I thought that was cool in the movie
Because of that guy.
Oh.
You made it interesting.
Well, both of them did.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the defendant and the accuser.
I think the accuser did a way better job. He was really on there.
He was going hard.
Yeah,
No,
he loved his job.
Some of his arguments were like,
You mean
really,
like the book?
huh?
Like the book?
Yeah, no, like he just kept I don't know. But he was funny. Like, when he said, oh, so that's the only time you hit him? Is
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's recording, and he was like, rotten luck.
Yeah,
I
that was a
thought
good one.
that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. But
Yeah.
I find it interesting that her as a character, if he actually did unalive himself, then how come she never like had thoughts or portray thoughts of like feeling guilty for like not being more there? She's very unapologetic as a character, and I thought that was an interesting side of her that she never showed.
Any remorse to the guy?
She just
She said she was tired of the crime, but
she's not sympathetic to like other people, and she's like you basically caused this, and I don't know, I feel like if she actually thought he did that, then maybe she would have grown past that of herself a little bit, but she never did, which was interesting.
It's kind of hard to talk about the dad because did he really did that to himself, or was it just played out? But then again, you kind of saw everything, and you kind of saying like,
you just see it towards the end with the tape recorder and stuff like
yeah.
that.
And do you believe in the son's testimony that he was feeling unwell and he started,
I mean, after the tape recording, yes.
Yeah, so
Because he was just going on and on and on, sending like excuses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But everyone handles things differently.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Like she could do that, he can't.
Yeah. And they made it.
Yeah.
They made it. He had to go to a doctor that he has to get subscriptions for pills. And I love it because the doctor that they went to was like defending himself because, like his credibility,
it's on the line.
was on the line. So if it was all his fault, he's going to defend himself. And I like it. He's like, you bitch. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're going down, not me. I like that part because he was staring at her all like angrily, so it was kind of funny. But how about you, Ocean? Do you believe in the boy's testimony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was telling the truth. Because why would he lie? Because he himself wasn't sure one way or the other if his mom did it or not. So yeah, he's gonna tell the truth, and this is like something he remembered and put together, and he's like, okay, my mom is probably innocent then, because this makes sense, and that's why he wanted to test his theory and stuff. So yeah, I believe what he said, because he himself, he wasn't like biased one way or the other. He was I mean, he was, but he was also doubting. So
yeah, because I mean, one, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Second, like all these things that are unraveling in front of him was like, what the hell? So there's a lot to unpack there.
True.
And a lot to go just for not only that, but he's handicapped.
But did you like how way he did those tests too?
His testimony?
One of the tests, basically like his theory, like
no, I do not approve of that.
Yeah.
The wolf, he was like, "Go ahead, boy, go ahead."
Fall asleep.
Like, no way, like brother. How dare you? I know you're a kid. But next time you try it out on yourself.
next time Google side effects instead of.
I know. But he wanted to make sure. He wanted to smell that the vomiting, how it was.
Yeah. It's like the other dude said, an untested or undocumented.
Yeah, the guy was like, when he heard that, you could tell like, oh my god, my case is over. Like, there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she walked out free. See, that's the thing. It's like once those are like presented out, it's over. Like, you already know the mother very I guess there'd be like a couple of % of people that probably think that she is guilty, Well, let's be real. She's not guilty. It's kind of hard to find her guilty. But if it is, what kind of evidence can you present to make her feel guilty?
The only thing would be if she like tried to drug him originally, and the son's perception of what he told him in the car is skewed because he wants to believe his mother is innocent. That's like the only like theory I could think. And but even if so, she could have just give him more pills like right away. If it didn't work, just like do it because you don't want him to like come back and survive from it. And then remember, so if she actually tried to kill him, she would have just gave him more pills like right after if it didn't work the first time. Like
not just that, but like just how you brought up the little boy, how they brought up his memory, like could have got messed up due to the trauma of everything. Even though they said he has great memory, and they said, "Oh, I messed up. I was inside before I left. I said outside."
Well, sometimes like I feel like when he did that, like when you feel like you're 100% sure, sometimes you're just like, "Yeah, that's true," and then you're like, "Oh,
fuck. Yeah." It's like a multiple choice question. Like this is it. This is fucking. The answer is 10 when it's actually fucking 9.
And you could see it. Like, he felt it, and then he paused, and he was like, oh, my God, I messed up.
Yeah. I love how mad the assholes were of the fucking, when they're doing the recording.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, now you're saying this?
Oh, yeah.
He's like he's like, it was a mistake. Okay.
Okay, it's a mistake.
Nice job being a dick to a kid.
Well, he's trying, he's frustrated. He's been there for hours repeating the scene over and over. You could kind of sympathize with the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your job.
I get it, I know. But again, he'll be frustrated.
Of course.
I want to go home, man. Like that's what's going on. But
find a different career.
Yeah. Right.
But yes, I get that.
Yeah.
It's like now you're saying something else.
I did like it like right away that what was it, the guy his lawyer. Like I like it how they started to feel more attached throughout the years. Basically, they start falling in love. At least that's what I think it was, or at least he was.
They had a past, I think.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was a past, and of course he couldn't win her over, and now she's feeling something. But I did like it how he was looking at her. He's like, I can't tell if you're a killer or not. Like sometimes you do look like a killer.
Where they're smoking. And
like that scene in the night, and he's like
the judgmental thing, the judging.
Yeah.
No, she said that it looked like he couldn't tell, but he said that he doesn't think that.
Because I did like that creepiness right there. He's like, I can't tell. Like you look innocent now, and then later in the moments, it looked like you seem like you could do it, but he's like, I can't because I'm defending my job. If I tell you what, like truthfully, you might fire me. But it's very unprofessional too, like falling in love with that, with your client.
I wonder if that happens a lot where like, when you're against the other opposing the accusers, they're like, fuck, he brought up that, or it's like, fuck, good point.
That could be it too, yeah. Either way, but yeah, I think it is one of those films that it is a slow start. I hated the goddamn noise. The music, I hate the beginning. The music was annoying for me, but I understand why it was there.
Instrumental.
Yeah. I was confused at first. I was like, is the movie doing it?
Exactly.
Or is the freaking... Is someone doing... Because they don't show the dad.
Oh, yeah, they don't.
They only show the dog being washed and the boy taking him out.
Yeah,
and
then you find out later.
Yeah. And you're just like, what is... Like, they're... Like, I can't hear them. Like... What is happening?
It was so funny in the court case. They were like, "Oh, this is a very sexist song, blah blah," and then the lady was like, "It's an instrumental, though."
That was funny. I do love that part. Yeah, but that music, it was. I thought, like the boy pointed out, I thought it was in the theater. I was like, they made a mistake on this.
But I'm like, he got further, so something's happened. But when it skipped to the kid like walking out in the whatchamacallit, you're like, oh, the music stopped. I was like, I guess it was in the fucking thing until, later, I think when they're talking about it.
Who was that person she was technically talking to?
Was she a therapist?
She was, who?
No, it wasn't a therapist.
She was interviewing her because maybe of a book or something.
Okay.
Something like that. Like it wasn't untrue, it's false or something like that. Yeah. And then the son came in and basically put the radio all the way up to annoy her, I guess.
No, the dad.
The dad did that, right?
Yeah. That's why he left. He said it in the thing. He's like, oh, I left because the music was too loud.
Oh, I see.
But I guess it helped him work or whatever like
Yeah.
that because he was listening to music.
But he was playing it on loop. They
Yeah.
were saying he was doing that because he was jealous that she was talking and having a good time downstairs.
So he was just a jealous father.
What was he doing in the attic? What was he?
He was trying to construct the. God damn it! They said it 1,000 times throughout the film.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter. He was remodeling.
There it
They
is,
were just
remodeling.
doing remodels.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like they were trying to estimate like how did he get those marks? The blunt. Like maybe there's a weapon there that he got hit with a hammer, or how he fell. He got pushed over, but it turned out that he was just ready to go. Just like what he was talking with his son. He was just wanting to leave.
It's interesting that the wife, I don't know, just the way she went about that conversation. I mean, he was worse, but
They're both not
he
wrong,
was
though.
like, what she said definitely didn't help, and she's basically like,
She said stop
you're
being a baby,
not
basically.
doing anything
Yeah,
because
pretty much.
it's your fault, and you're in this situation because of you, and I don't know, and then that probably just like made him feel worse.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
yeah, but
She didn't sympathize with them.
He
Or
wanted,
empathize.
I guess, more of a sympathetic answer
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's what really got him all riled up. But like she was trying to keep it calm and collective,
Yeah.
saying I love you and stuff like that. But he couldn't get past that. He wanted to hear what I guess that he's right and stuff like that. That's really what he wanted.
Yeah, you wanted a.
But she was giving him like the cold answers. Do it. Just bluntly, not like
Yeah, she wasn't empathizing with him. She just wanted to end it. Like, you know what? Just do your thing. You could do this. You just don't want to do it.
instead of
Yeah.
talking right now, you could be working, and that's not really what he wanted.
Yeah,
to
not
hear.
really
He needs like some
productive.
encouragement, and
Yeah.
he needs help from her to take more time out of her schedule to help him, and she's not willing to do that because she said, she doesn't owe him that. So he just kind of felt like it was kind of impossible if he actually did unalive himself, and
I did like, but was he not wrong? Like too, because like apparently like she was put like I guess she wouldn't smile at anybody, at least his perspective, and he was taking care of the son all day, and she was basically leaving and all that kind of stuff. Like
this is all things he did though. Like he set up homeschooling. He said he wanted to do that. He wanted to move and remodel, and he's doing all that.
it was just looking like, you know what? Could you at least help me? A little appreciation. That's what he's basically trying to say. Like, could you, I don't know, help me out a little? Like with
Yeah.
our child, you stole my books. Well, even though he probably told her like, you could use your book, the ideas.
I'm pretty sure he did say you can use it probably because he
Yeah.
didn't give a shit
Yeah, he did
at the time.
Yeah,
But then later he's
Yeah.
being
he's
resentful.
resentful. Yeah, because she is popular and she
Yeah.
is famous.
He's like that's what I want.
It's kind of hard because he was looking at her like, you stole my dream.
He still could do it, but
Yeah, and it kind of sucks
Yeah.
He
because
uses that as an excuse.
oh yeah, he's using everything as an excuse.
Yeah.
But but of course there he's bringing up the like, you cheated up on me, like
Yeah.
you cheated twice.
Yeah.
I'm like, you harpy, burn the witch. No, just kidding. But no. But yeah, that's what basically did happen. But what he should have done is just divorce her, but he just couldn't accept that.
because he blames himself for the accident.
He was blaming himself too much, or he was trying to blame somebody else. He wanted somebody's punching bag, and it was her.
Yeah, he blames himself, so then he takes it out on other people. And...
So they lived in Germany originally.
No, I think she was from
In
Germany.
England. She was in England.
They were
and then
living
left.
in London.
Okay, yeah.
And
Then
he's from France. And
No,
then
but-
they moved to France.
they said something about Germany. though.
She's from Germany.
Something about that they were in Germany,
Maybe
but they couldn't
did.
find a middle ground because that's why she said you didn't want to learn my
Her
her
language.
So
Yeah.
we moved to France for this was all his idea. She's not putting enough effort, and she's like, "That's why we're speaking English. This is our middle ground."
Yeah. They were basically, I think it was just a fall in marriage, and he couldn't deal with that, and he was trying to, or they were both trying to hold it together, but it looks like it was falling apart. So I'm guessing they were just doing it for the kid, or at least that's what he's telling himself. But it turns out she wanted to escape from him a long time ago, and he knows that, so he just chose a different option.
I don't know. It's a lot.
It's a lot to unpack. I could see it. It's like one of those like mentality things that's why you like it.
Mhm.
Ocean. You really like the thing that you want to get inside their heads.
Yeah.
like what is exactly they're thinking, why are they doing this.
That's why it's like interesting from
Yeah.
the jury's perspective.
But of course, there's two different juries that, you know, they had to defend the other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you look at that, it's like she did it or not. So that's what it was. Down to earth, if you were in a real trial, trying to figure this out, kind of in the jury's perspective and kind of following their story, you'll understand that she is definitely innocent on this. Maybe there's a 1% that probably think that she did do it. But that's what I think of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a movie of the year. Now I've seen like almost all the nominations for movie of the year, but my favorite so far is still, I think, Past
Godzilla.
Lives.
Uh-oh. No.
But yeah.
All right, so that's good. At least you saw this and you checked out one of your nominees movies of the film festival. Either way, like it or hate it, please tell us in the comments below, and we will see you guys next week. Later, guys.